This is the Hog Central Podcast, sponsored by Oaklawn Sports, Arkansas's best sports betting app. Bet with the brand you trust. Bet with Oaklawn Sports. And now, here's your host, Steve Sullivan.
Welcome to the Hog Central Podcast. Pleasure to be alongside former Razorback team captain David Basil, getting ready to host Commissioner Greg Sankey. What a great time after all those. Let me get one out here. I don't have a penalty flag, but I'm going to throw a sock at you. It's clean, by the way.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
At the Touchdown Club.
Yeah, so he's at the Touchdown Club tomorrow. What is today? Monday. Yeah. We have him on Monday.
You will ask him about it.
Got to ask him about it, and I'm sure he's always buttoned up and tight on what he says. He knows it's coming.
My biggest issue with that game is you had 3 penalties in the first half. Mm-hmm. You get 15 in the second half. It was 2 different games.
Yeah, and I went back and looked, and some of them you roughed the kicker.
Yeah, that was a costly penalty.
And it was.
On a 51-yard field goal. Let the guy kick it.
Yeah.
That's just not smart football.
And there were some other calls that were legit. I think the personal, personal foul penalties, the out of bounds hits, those are the things that are questionable.
Hey, you want it even on both sides. And there was one clear. They threw a flag. He hit him like 4 yards inbounds, and then continued the tackle 5 yards out of bounds. They threw the flag, then they picked it up. But if you're going to call the late hits and the unnecessary roughness on the Hogs, you got to throw that flag too.
Yeah, you allow that, but you don't allow what was really, I know Larry Worth, that's by an inch, his helmet.
Yeah, that wasn't the official's call. That was the SEC.
And they brought it in about a second after just before the ball was snapped. They had gone ahead. The referees had gone ahead with that.
I think that was a call upstairs.
Why can't upstairs call down and say he knocked him out of bounds 10 yards? That's what I say.
I agree.
Yeah.
Now, why do you think? There were 3 calls in the first half, and there were 15 in the second half. You have to believe, and I hate to even think like this, that when Bobby Petrino started at maybe the goal line and he went out to the 45-yard line, any player that's been chewed out by him or a coach that's been chewed out by him, know he can take it to a different level. I'd hate to think those officials, held it against him to throw those flags against Arkansas you can call holding on any play.
Yeah, I went back. I just got through watching the whole second half. And Walt Coleman, we had on today, who's a Hall of Fame referee.
Yeah.
He said he did not think the calls were that egregious. And going back and looking, he's probably right. Some of those were legit calls, Sully.
Yeah.
And so, but it is weird to see that many. I'll tell you another one, that one after they hit Taylor Green on the 2-point conversion.
Yeah.
They said number 3 came on the field. Well, Brown was already on the field. He was a receiver on the field.
Yeah.
And I still don't know what that was a penalty. That was 15 yards.
Yeah, and you drove. They did drive Taylor into the ground with that.
Yeah, and how are you protecting the quarterback? You protect their quarterback when Quincy
I guess
Rhodes
they say they're treating him as a runner.
Yeah, I just if you're throwing your body, I just don't get it. It's harder for Quincy Rhodes. The guy's throwing and hitting. What's he supposed to do?
Yeah.
And it wasn't like he put his head to the side. So I don't know.
Yeah, it's just frustrating.
Yeah, but it is. Think about that. 15 penalties in the second half.
Yeah, 8 in one quarter and 7 in the other.
Yeah, you had 4 really. You had 4 almost back to back. There.
Some were huge in the fourth quarter because you'd get a first down and then you get a holding penalty and you'd be 1st and 13.
And I tell you, I saw the hold on Carmona. I saw the hold on the tight end. They were legit. You just can't do it.
You were down a few linemen too, and one thing Taylor does, and you would hope he wouldn't do it this year, holds the ball a long time. Which makes it tough on your linemen.
Well, I'll go back to Sully. The defense had a chance to win the game.
Yeah. So did the offense.
Yeah, they did. Both of them.
Yeah.
Get a first down.
I'll tell you something I didn't like about the offense. They started to kill the clock. Taylor would wait forever when they had that 14-point lead to snap. And when you lose your aggression, I don't care if it's football or basketball, things tend to go the other way. I love the Nolan Richardson theory. You get someone down by 15, beat him by 50.
Well, again, Sully, here's the deal. I'm an old defense player. Your offense scores 35 points. You should win the game. And so they were up 2 scores twice in the second half. They were up by 2 touchdowns with 8 minutes to go in the game.
Yeah, you didn't score in the last 14 minutes.
Right, but also too, you gave up 3 touchdowns in the last 17 2 touchdowns and field goal.
Yeah, what disappointed me about the offense was I expect Bobby Petrino offense. When you get the ball in an up and down game and you've been moving the ball with 43 seconds to go and three timeouts or 2 timeouts at that point, maybe 3, that you don't even get the drive started.
I know. Well, you remember, I don't know if the last drive that they had, they picked up a first down but they had I think a holding penalty on 83 the tight end, and they brought it back.
And they had a 3rd and 10 call, and it looked almost like a surrender call. I imagine they thought
a little dump to the outside.
It was screen pass.
I wasn't a big fan, but listen, can you fault Petrino? He's Mr. Play Caller, and again, they scored 35 points.
Yeah, the fact is that the other team makes plays at the end of the game, and Arkansas doesn't make plays. I mean, you can look at the
2 4th downs.
Yeah, 2 4th downs. How about that play down the sideline? I mean, that
30-yard. Some of that got to be luck.
30-yard. The guy comes sliding back.
He has to slide back, and he barely turns at the last second.
And you're thinking this stuff only happens to Arkansas, and we're saying this every week.
I mean, both of those 3rd down. After the 3rd down, they didn't get it. You're thinking, okay, we got him here.
Yeah.
We're going to win the game. It's 4th down coming up, and somehow, and that was what was it? 30-yard pass.
Yeah.
And then we missed 2 tackles on that last one.
And that kid made some great passes in the 4th quarter.
Yeah,
he slings it.
He did.
Yeah.
We gave us some big junk plays, and then in the last one, we had who was it? Young.
We had
Young had him tackled.
2 guys.
Yeah, Young had him tackled for the stop.
It wasn't a great effort at the 5-yard line.
Yeah, there was terrible effort by the kid from Florida. What's his name? Gene. Yeah. Anyways, bad tackle. I can't remember it.
Yeah. Now you get the 11:45. That's probably good for Arkansas.
Yeah. Yeah, you'd rather have that than 8 o'clock. And of course, LSU will be coming off Alabama.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, and I will be stunned if they beat Alabama. If they even hang with that. Alabama, that's at Alabama, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Is it Alabama? I think it is.
Yeah.
Got a new coach over there at LSU. It's just a messy deal.
Yeah.
Have we ever in the history? How many times do you see 2 interim coaches playing each other? I mean, how many times?
This is the first for the boot.
Oh, it's the first for the maybe one of the first. I mean, how many times do you see interim coaches playing each other?
Yeah. The thing with Arkansas, every one of these games has been highly compelling.
Oh, I know. It's.
I mean, it's not like the Morris era where they're blowouts.
Yeah, and that's what people asked me about. Is this equal to Chad Morris? No, because that's the difference. You have a chance to win. I thought we were going to win again, Sully.
Yeah, you look at every one of those losses, and you're going to say, well, the offense scored 30 points. They were built to outscore they spent all their money on offense, and they were outscore other defenses. You look at every one of those losses, the offense has had a chance to win that game in the 4th quarter.
Yeah.
Every one of those losses.
I know. Well, that's what makes it just, you know what, you and I sit together in the press box, and in my mind, I just said, it's going to happen.
Yeah.
You know what I knew it was going to happen? When we had the roughing the kicker call, and they went back out there and made it, I thought, you got to be kidding me.
Yeah.
Why do you do that?
And you lose by 3.
That's right.
And that was a 51-yard kick, and you ran into the kicker.
I never see anybody run the kicker in college ever.
Yeah. So especially on 51-yard kicks, you think that the game-winning kick, maybe you may try to jump the gun and get the kick. Even
kicker. With that, Sully, I still thought we were going to win. I thought we'd get the ball back, we'd score, but we were moving the ball pretty well.
Yeah, and to get them to 2 4th downs, I mean, you stop them, it's over.
I know. It's so painful.
Yeah,
it's painful.
Yeah, it's hard to believe. Bobby Petrino's now 0-4 as the Razorback head coach. It's hard to believe he's coached 4 games.
We knew. Remember, we talked about this. Not going to be easy.
Yeah.
He said he had really 2 shots, so this is the beginning here.
But we thought, though, that he'd be more buttoned up, there'd be less mental and physical mistakes, that these maybe 1-score games would swing the other way.
Right.
That, you'd
and
make
the defense would play better.
You'd make the plays at the end of the game. It came down to 2 teams that hadn't made plays. One team was going to make the plays at the end of the game, and the other one wasn't.
Well, it is, and he made the point. He said this, and this has not been a penalized team the last 3 games.
No, not in the first half. That's what gets you.
Well, he said the last 3 games under him, they've averaged a total of 10 penalties.
Yeah, you wonder if they know he's interim coach, that we can get rid of Bobby Petrino. We can call everything we see. And normally they don't, and it just. It's to just find new ways to lose. I mean, it's just, if you're a Razorback fan, you go in there, no lead is safe. Even at halftime, we knew, hey.
And it's been going on like this forever. So now I tweeted out last week, I saw a graphic that in the last 20 years, what school has had the most coaching changes, head coach?
Yeah, I saw that.
6 with Arkansas. Well, now listen, Auburn will have had 4 in 7 years.
That's crazy.
Well, they're 5 overall, but that's what the fans have been through. It's just like,
and
so you and I've been going through this for forever.
And you see the graphics that we've outgained our opponents in 5 of our losses, And that's been the case the last 2 years, that, we've piled up a bunch of yards, but we don't get enough points to win. And a lot of it's been in the second half, fourth quarter. Who would have thought, as well as Arkansas moved the ball, that they wouldn't score in the last 13 minutes?
Yeah, you just got to have that killer mentality, and then the defense, Sully. We've had.
Yeah, I didn't like the offense though. I felt like Talon was waiting forever when we had the lead to snap the ball.
Maybe he was directed to do that.
Yeah, I just think when you start working the clock, and I saw Muss do it a lot in basketball, that lead shrinks.
Yeah.
You lose your regression, and you're playing to and I don't blame them, because it's been so long since they've won, that they finally had the lead by 14, and they didn't
14 with 8 minutes, 9 minutes to go.
They weren't going to blow this game. They weren't going to take any chances.
What's crazy is in the first half of this game, what was it, 13-7 at half?
Yeah.
I mean, the over and under to the Oakland Sports app, I think it was 67.
Yeah.
So everybody goes, wow, this is not what we expected. Yeah. And also in the second half.
Yeah, how many games do you see like that? They just blow up in the second half.
Yeah, well, these are two potent offenses. It was pretty amazing that they had been held that low in the first place in the first half. So, and you also had Caden Kettler out.
Yeah,
you had Marion Harris out.
And I listened to Levy on the post game, and he said their whole game plan was designed to stop number 10.
Yeah, you have to.
They laid back, and he couldn't. They weren't going to let him beat him.
And he didn't for the most part. He had a couple runs, but not much.
Yeah, and he had made a couple of nice throws. It's just. He's just not, or they're not making the winning plays on either side of the ball when they have to. Early it was turnovers. Now it's just not functioning well. And
yeah, that was, again, I know Razorback fans are mad, and I get it. And I think there were certainly some questionable calls, but some of those calls were legit. You just can't do. You can go back and watch them. Again, they were penalties.
I think you just want to see some. Usually when you have a high number of penalties like that on one side, you see the other team get some penalties, because the guys were obviously looking for everything.
Yeah, they had 2 or 3 in the second half of their.
Yeah, they had one big one. They had the holding call on the fumble that went out of the end zone.
Yep.
It would have cost Arkansas a touchdown.
That's right.
Yeah, and but they only had
4 for 30.
Yeah. And you look 18 for. It's like they played. It's like it's 2 different games.
So now you got 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Of course, Petrino said, now, what do you play for? No bowl game. You play for pride. You play for what you're going to do next year. And here's my deal. Play because you're getting paid.
Yeah.
You're getting paid. It's your job. Play.
You're playing for a trophy. You play for the boot.
Yeah. Well, listen, you're getting a paycheck. Play. You should have enough, good Lord.
You know what the reality is we got 3 games left, and I don't care where they are. It's LSU, Texas, and then Missouri. Is there anything you've seen in these first, 8 or 9 games to make you believe that these last 3 games are going to be any different? They're going to be close games.
Yeah, you just keep thinking sooner or later
they're going to break through against maybe someone.
Yeah, that's tough to do on the road. Although LSU may have checked out.
Yeah.
By that time, Texas will not. Texas is back in the mix. That's going to be a tough one.
Yeah, they performed well at Ole Miss though.
Yeah. Huh?
They were close at Ole Miss.
Well, but again, that was early. This is later. This is we know this. Hopefully you can rally after Sam. That's gone. So you really.
Yeah, you're playing for your future now, and they can't take your money away from you though. No, they got to pay you. They made that deal, and you'd love to see Taylor Green win a couple of games. I mean, it's
that's tough. Yeah, listen, we've been in this territory before. 2-10, we've seen it before. It's a different 2-10, but it's still.
Yeah, you get questions walking down the hall. When's the last time the Hogs lost 7 in a row? They've lost 6 now.
For those of us who cover the Hogs and do it for a living, 4 hours every morning, and what we do, with Channel 7, it's tough, man, to do this. I feel sorry for the fans. It's because it's not positive. Nice to see teams like Harding doing great. Yeah, Arkansas State's won 4 in a row.
Hey, you know what the reality is, though? When you lose a game, even a close game, by 1 play, you emphasize all the things that went wrong. If you're on the flip side, you don't even pay attention to the 18 penalties. You just overcame the 18 penalties.
You just say, oh, yeah, we also had 18 penalties. Yeah, that's right.
But all the things you did to win, and the difference between winning and losing in a lot of these games is 1 play.
Yeah. It is. Well, you can look at, there were 2 or 3 1-play key plays in that second half that could have taking it either way.
Yeah, and if you're a special teams guy and you're thinking we lose by 3 and a run into the kicker.
I mean, have you ever seen that though, Sully? So they called, they didn't call the flag on Talon getting hit on the 2-point conversion. They call a flag on one of our players coming off the bench, which I still have not seen. I'm going to talk to some guys up there. So that's 15. Then they get Petrino for 15, right?
I think they only got him for 10.
Because it was half the distance, right?
Yeah.
And I think there was one. I think it was.
There's 2 more.
Yeah, it was 40 yards.
Yeah. Then we got a penalty on the kickoff.
On the kickoff, that's right, and that was another one.
Then they got another one. The drive was 20 yards, but
it was 40 yards, 55 yards in penalties.
Yeah, and the reality is the fans loved Petrino getting on, but I don't think it helped Arkansas.
No, he admitted. I know everybody says, "Well, that's what we want." We do.
We saw angry Bobby.
You want to stop before you get the flag, though, and I watched him. We were watching. I thought, okay, cut it off. He went a little too long.
I thought it was funny after the game. He said, "I don't know what I said to get that."
Yeah, I don't think it mattered. I think he was just chewing on him.
He went for 40 yards, then started on another guy. And that's the one thing when he took the interim job that concerned him.
Yeah.
Was he'd get preoccupied.
Yeah, he said that.
Arguing a call and not devote all his attention to the team.
Yeah, he said that.
He knows himself. I mean.
Well, now, Sully, too, the other, since we've been doing this we talked about this. Auburn out, head coach.
Yeah.
They lose 10-3 at home. Ooh,
yeah.
Beat us, go home and score 3 points at home.
Yeah, that's a bad offense.
Ooh,
think about how many points they scored against Arkansas. They go to the 30s. That's a team hasn't scored more than 17 against any other conference team.
So, Sully, here we are. You got another job. It sounds like Summerall's going to be going to Auburn.
Yeah.
Sounds like that's a good fit.
You try to look for guys, and what about the guy at North Texas?
I know you like him. His last name is
Morris. He's the quarterback whisperer.
He is.
He's coached Mateer, Ward, Mahomes.
Yeah.
And the last kid is the greatest story.
I know.
He didn't start one game in high school, walked on at North Texas, and now he's like the 5th-ranked quarterback in the country. And the good thing is you get him, you get the quarterback.
I know.
And, you try to just throw these names out there.
Will Stein, Alex Golesh. Will Stein's at Oregon. Alex Golesh is at South Florida.
I think I'd like to go with a guy, an up-and-comer that's done it somewhere rather than an assistant coach.
Yeah, I think so, too.
I think you can think of more stories where these guys came from lower schools than assistant coaches.
I think after hiring an assistant with Sam Pittman, you can't do that again. I think this time you got to go with the head coach.
Yeah.
Not that there could be a Kirby Smart out there somewhere that, leads a team to the national championship.
You see that guy at Indiana now. Wow. I mean, they win 55-10. They're just cleaning everybody's clock weekly.
That is a guy who was assistant coach under Saban. Goes into wins at
James Madison.
FCS.
Yeah.
And guy knows how to coach, knows how to recruit. He's NIL, who cares, he says.
The reality,
Indiana.
Hey, the reality with guys like Pavia, too, is football players are football players. They're found at all classifications. And now with less high school guys getting recruited by the Power Four, you're going to see these guys pop up at these smaller schools.
Yeah.
And how long they'll last there, I don't know. Like the one downside of Arkansas State's run is Jalen Raynor's playing really well.
Yeah.
And I think he's getting paid over in Jonesboro, and he stayed this is his 3rd year. But he's a big reason. And, hey, props to Butch Jones. They were throwing dirt on that guy, a 7-point underdog against Troy on the road, and they beat him 23-10. He's a survivor.
He was so fortunate to win that game before he came to the touchdown club. What was that?
Yeah, where they missed the point after.
Yeah, unbelievable. And then the next game, same thing. Looked like it was over with.
But that quarterback makes plays at the end of the game.
He is. And then all of a sudden you start believing in yourself.
Yes.
And they had 9 sacks against.
Yeah.
But now, listen, this week they get Southern Miss.
Blake Anderson is the offensive coordinator.
Wow, that's right. And that's at Arkansas State.
Yes.
So listen, Arkansas State fans better fill that stadium up.
Hey, if I tell you, he'll get nominated for the Burroughs Award because they're averaging like 35 points a game offensively.
That's the Southern Miss story is a great story. They had been terrible.
Yes. And what are the odds he'd come back?
He wants some revenge.
Yeah.
Well, he left though.
Yeah.
He left.
But Butch Jones is just I thought that was over there.
I did too. It looked like it.
This guy's one win away from another bowl game.
What did he lose to Arkansas? 56-10.
Yeah, I think the numbers are relevant when you play up like that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's,
but it's there. You can't hide from it. It's there. But then for them to turn around and win 4 straight. Southern Miss, I think, has won 5 straight too.
Yeah, so should be someone's winning in the state. Hey, Ed, what do you want to see as a coach? You get to deal with a lot of coaches. I know you love assistant coaches because you honor them at the Burroughs Award.
I like a guy that's tough and that's a matter-of-fact guy. And,
I like a guy that
confidence
that can get quarterbacks.
Listen, who's the number one guy for that, and that is Lane Kiffin. If you get Lane Kiffin, you're going to get great.
Yeah, think about that Morris kid. That he's 40 years old. You know, and he's won at Incarnate Word.
Yeah.
And now at North Texas.
I think him. You look at Traylor, probably. He's an offensive guy.
Yeah.
There's one other guy that I was thinking of that was going to mention.
How about
Brett Lashley
how
is
about
a good quarterback.
Summerall gets just drilled by
Traylor. Yeah, Traylor could be a guy. He had Arkansas ties.
Yeah, he has those Chad Morris ties too, though.
He's been there 5 years.
Yeah,
but he's won there. I don't think he's lost a conference game at home.
Yeah,
in 5 years.
It is crazy, isn't it? Yeah.
Dazzle has his coffee. He's got plenty of room. He could go all the way to the copier!
Could you not do that today?
Bro, I'm sorry. It's football season. I'm just fired up.
Maybe channel that energy somewhere else, like the Oakland Sports app.
Focus on wagering. I like it. He surveys the app. He calls an audible. He's taking the Cowboys +3. What a bold move! Download Oakland Sports and bet all season long with the best sports betting app in Arkansas.
You start looking at all these small school guys, and then you think, you got Billy Napier didn't work, and
is Gruden still out there?
He's the one guy that would get me really excited about the program.
Could you imagine?
Yeah.
I mean, again, I know it's a long shot, but I'm just saying. I know he's older, and I'm just telling you, he would blow it up.
There was a video the other day of him talking to golfers at it was just, he had that whole pro shop going nuts.
He is Cal in football.
Yeah, but just think having Calipari and Gruden as your coaches. The star power.
You know what? Again, I don't know if he would win. I presume he would win.
Yeah.
But you're talking about bringing a jolt.
Yeah, and people would want to...
Different than UNC and Belichick.
Yeah, people would want to be involved with him.
Oh, yeah.
Whether it's Walmart or Tyson.
I've been around all of them. The biggest names you're talking about. I'm telling you, he walks in a room, man, it's on.
Yeah,
Same thing with Cal.
Yeah.
Cal walks in a room, it's on.
He makes opening a box exciting.
Lou Holtz walks in a room, it's on. Yeah, he
Yeah.
does. He can make a box opening exciting.
Yeah, he does.
We got to win, but if anybody's equipped to deal with athletes and money and
the fact that he's stayed, with his quarterback school and visiting colleges, he's kind of stayed current with college football.
I think he knew all along he wanted to still coach. So the question is, who gets him?
Yeah, I think the one plus we have is some of his buddies are Favre and Daly, and they're talking up Arkansas. And if you look at Arkansas, they've been close. I mean, this is a program that, has been so close. It's not Chad Morris like when Pittman took over there. This is different. I mean, this is the hard luck team of America.
Yeah, it really, think about the pressure difference between here and LSU.
Yes.
You rolled in LSU, and the expectations are there right off the bat. Florida right off the bat. Arkansas, man, you're starting down here to work your way back up.
I mean, these last couple of years have been really tough. When you see, since 2000, start of last season, Mississippi State's won 2 Power 4 games, and we've won 4. We're down at the bottom. Yeah. I mean, it's hard to think when you're going week to week and you're that close that you're one of the worst in the Power 4.
Well, there was somebody said something on our Morning Mayhem show the other day. He said, "Listen, if Battle of the Ravine in 2 weeks, if they were to get game day,
I think it's a great shot at that.
Yeah, I think it is too. And if not, they'll get it somewhere in the next 3 years. Is they will have the same amount that Arkansas has had in the last 20 years.
Yeah,
one time.
That's right.
Which you think, wow, we hadn't even had. Trey Shep brought up the other day. We hadn't had the SEC network in 3 years. I don't think.
Yeah, it's hard when you you think back to early in the season when Taylon Green was on the SEC network.
It was hot those first
him and Bobby.
He thrown 15 touchdowns in the first 3 games, whatever.
Yeah, and since then there's been kind of a drought, and I just question if
now he's still.
Yeah, he's still doing well.
If you look at the most productive quarterbacks, he's at the top.
I did look. He's the 40th ranked passer.
Okay.
By Pro Football Focus.
But
he's the number 1 ranked runner.
Yeah, if you combine total yardage, he's number 1.
Yeah, and he's one of when you rank the overall quarterbacks, I just don't know if he's the greatest fit for Bobby Petrino. And I want to throw this at you. Most of his great plays for the Razorbacks have been ad-lib plays.
Sure.
Not the called Bobby Petrino play. I remember with Mallett and Wilson, it was choo, choo, choo. This is different. The guy throwing the darts on Saturday was Blake Shapen for Mississippi State.
Yeah, that guy he would just stand there.
Yeah. I think Petrino got spoiled by Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
You know,
well, I will say this though, Sully. I mean, he has played well at times. You know.
oh, he makes plays that other quarterbacks
he's been
can't
better.
make.
To me, I think he's better passer than he was last year.
And he makes some throws. He layered one in that was just a great throw. It's just that he doesn't have that it factor in the final minutes. You know, something happens.
Yeah.
You know, and it's not all his fault. I mean, teams come after him, but you know, why aren't they doing that? I mean, why does that happen at the end and not like midway through the third quarter?
If anybody was due one, it's him.
Yeah.
You know, he's a good kid too. I like
a
him.
great kid, and it's hard to believe
He's a millionaire.
that you can put up those kind of numbers. I mean, he go back to the Ole Miss game when he had 300 yards passing and 100 yards rushing in a loss. You know, and it wasn't his fault that day. I mean, you know, they're driving in for the win. Think about that. I mean, if they finish that drive, this season is probably a whole lot different.
I forget now. So that was the drive. That was the fumble at Ole Miss. Who fumbled at Memphis? I'm blank now. Was it him or?
No, it wasn't him.
Oh, it was Washington.
It was a receiver.
No, it was a running back up the middle.
Yeah, it was Washington. Yeah, it was receiver the first one.
Yeah.
The one that got injured. Yeah.
So think about that. You don't fumble there. You win both those games.
Yeah.
What if? Holy cow.
You're thinking if you're by Petrino, if I just keep the ball in Taylor Green's hands, you know, you were moving the ball at will on Memphis.
It's almost like a curse.
Yeah, it is.
I think it's a curse.
It's how can you get a quarterback?
I think it's a curse.
How do you get a quarterback that good and not win games? I mean,
It's uncanny.
Yeah. I mean,
It's
Auburn
uncanny.
had two just average or below average quarterbacks, and they come in here and win. And, you know, you look at a 2010 lead in that game.
What
You've
happened?
blown big leads in 2 straight games now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's but I think he's better, and I may be way off, but with kind of a technician at quarterback,
Yeah.
a guy who just is,
Yeah.
you
But
know.
he likes that Lamar Jackson. He
Well,
likes the option.
if you had Lamar Jackson and you coached him and you saw him take off, and Taylor Green does some things that no other quarterback can do. I mean, when he circles that end and goes for like 20 yards, and he does it so easily.
Think he'd be a good pro?
I think he's got a chance. I think his skills alone will get him a look. I mean, he does things, and he is a big guy. If you walk up next
he's
to
a big
him,
dude, yeah.
and he takes some shots,
Yeah.
and the kid gets up, I thought, you know, when you talk about what was unnecessary roughness, I thought that last hit of the
Sully,
game
I just-
was worse than the
Yeah.
hit.
Yeah.
They slung him down.
Yeah. If you're going to say
That's unnecessary roughness to me.
If you tackle around the neck, we're saying, oh, you can't put your helmet down, but you're allowing somebody to tackle by the neck.
Yeah.
It was a neck. He put his hand there. About ripped his head off. Come on, where's the consistency?
Yeah, they called intentional grounding.
Yeah.
It was kind of just like the last thing.
No,
It's like they dropped the flag, and you think, wait, maybe they're going to throw that flag.
The fans like, what?
Yeah, and when they first made the tackle, I said, wow, it's going to be 15 yards. But no, and then he waits a second and drops the flag down. I mean, did you really need to call intentional grounding when that was basically the last hope? It was 4th down. I mean,
Yeah, I thought for a minute it was going to be something, you know, it was almost like a darn, what do you call it, a clothesline almost,
Yeah.
but he grabbed up here. But you're right. From a safety issue, I just can't understand
to
how.
me, that was unnecessary roughness. He didn't need to do that.
Yeah.
You know, and it doesn't have to be, you know, you pick up the quarterback and slam him. You can tell when something's done that, you know, shouldn't be done.
Yeah.
But when they weren't going to get a call, and I think part of it had to do with Petrino.
It could have been.
You know,
I don't know.
I hate to think any official would be like that. You know, or any
Well,
group of officials.
I think it's hard for fans to understand how you can call from up in the booth to say we want to review a targeting.
But we can't do the other
We
thing.
can't when the guy runs him out of bounds. What if he paralyzes him?
Yeah.
We can't even look.
Yeah.
You could have looked. You didn't look.
You know, the guy did hit him while he was in bounds, but he continued to hit like
Yeah, it was-
5 yards out of bounds.
They said that. It's like, I don't care that he hit him in bounds. He ran him 10 yards out of bounds and then spiked him.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, well, he hit him in bounds. Well, okay, but that's not what we're talking about.
And they almost let the game get out of hand on Saturday.
Yeah.
Because they were calling the things against Arkansas, and usually the home team gets the calls. Very seldom do you see the lopsided penalty against the numbers against the home team.
I've never seen the 4 or 5 penalties like back to back to back to back.
Well, Bobby earned his. We know that.
That's right. He did.
I don't know about the others.
Yeah, I still want to find out who the number 3 was that came on the field.
Yeah, I think the penalties that hurt the most were the running of the kicker and those penalties, the holding penties on the last couple of drives that turned us into 3rd and 6 instead 3rd and 4 instead of first downs.
And those were holds. I saw them. And then we had a face mask on one of the punt returns.
Yeah, that was legit.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, well, there were so many penalties. Several had to be legit.
yeah, that's right. Yeah,
Yeah,
you had 15 of them.
yeah,
Matter of fact, I think there were only 36 plays.
Yeah, I think the main complaint would be, what about the other side
Yeah.
in those plays where you hit Talon, you hit out of bounds there. I mean, and on our second one, I think someone had two. I forget who had two.
Who, a player had two?
Yeah.
Let's see.
I think
Quincy had two. Quincy
Yeah,
had the, both of them hitting the quarterback. Oh, well,
Yeah.
one of them was throwing down the running back. Yeah.
Yeah,
He said he did hear the whistle.
Yeah.
And he sort of body slammed him a little bit.
Yeah.
To me, that was
That was
yeah,
questionable.
the quarterback one I thought was fine. I don't know what you're supposed to do. I mean, you're coming up that he's throwing, you got to hit him. I mean, it's almost impossible not to do what he did. He tackled him and he fell on to the side of him.
Yeah, when they slow it down, it looks worse.
Yeah.
That he kind of you can't go with your full body weight.
I'm glad I didn't play in this era. Good Lord, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, Gene Chiswick on that one hit that Larry Worth came up, they go, wow, what a hit, boom.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, everybody lines up, they start going into motion.
Yeah.
Just before the ball
And
was
once
snapped.
they buzz down, it's over.
Yeah, that's right.
And
Where were you guys at about 5 minutes ago? Good Lord. Ridiculous.
So what do you think the timetable is for Coach? You got to wait till the dust is cleared with everyone?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think there's now. Listen, you can start. I'm guarantee you, if Hunter Yurchak and whatever search committee has, if they're smart, they're talking to agents and talking to coaches now. If they're smart,
Do you think we've closed the book on Petrino?
I think so. I think that it'd be tough for him to now. If he wins 3 games, no, but it's just going to be tough for them to win.
Yeah,
3 games.
they're going to be in all 3 games. That's their MO.
Yeah, but we've done that 4 weeks in a row, and then you got 2 on the road, so I think it's going to be tough to do.
The one plus if you change coaches, this isn't a young team. I mean, you basically have to start all over.
Yeah.
So
And Petrino said as much.
yeah, so it's not like if you're worried about people leaving.
Yeah.
Because just about everyone is leaving.
Yeah.
Due to the fact that it's an old team.
Yeah.
And one thing I don't like either. I don't like seeing players injured in practice this late in the season.
Yeah,
you think you'd be scaling back hitting.
Well, part of me, I'm an old school. I'm like, wait
Yeah.
a minute, what are you doing? You're getting concussions in practice.
2 players.
3 now. Was Marion Harris one?
Yeah.
Well,
Mayor Harris was out for an injury practice. I don't know what it was. They won't give you the type of injury.
Cam Ball was
yeah.
concussion.
Oh yeah. And the other
Caden
Kittler.
Kittler is a concussion.
Yeah.
It's like
I mean, we're 9 weeks into the season. You usually scale back on hitting.
Well,
It was after the Auburn game where we weren't real physical.
let me tell you what I tell my teammates. Listen, if you see me get my bell rung, you grab me, you pick me up, and take me back to that huddle. Don't let anybody see. You stand me up, unless I'm out. If I'm out, take me out. But if I just got a little bell ringer. But I tell you, to lose 3 guys in practice.
Yeah.
Like you said, it's 2 days. It's the 9th week of the season.
Yeah.
So
Usually you're trying to get right physically.
Yeah, you're probably having some punching and some good physical practice, but nothing that would cause a concussion.
Yeah. Well, it's 9th week for them. It's Bobby's 3rd or 4th week.
4th week, yeah.
Yeah, and he was upset after that Auburn game of just how physical they were in that game.
Yeah, maybe so.
So they amped it up, and this is the last team that can afford to lose people.
Yeah, the center came in, actually did a pretty good job. The
Yeah, he
backup
did.
center and right tackle who got hurt. Shaq got hurt. The third teamer came in there and did okay.
Yeah, they actually ran the ball pretty well, and they actually did. They always do a pretty good job offensively, regardless of who's out there. It's just that 4th quarter. Yeah, and 11:45 for LSU, get a morning game.
Yeah, that's going to be, LSU's going to lose to Alabama. They're not going to beat Alabama. So Sully, you got 2 teams that may be one of the all-time indifferent boot games ever.
Let's talk about the boot. This is when there was a time when the athletic director trusted you.
Yeah.
Tell us how the boot game.
I flew one time. It was the second boot game. Flew down to Baton Rouge with the governor and Frank Broyles and
Crazy.
and his wife, Mike Huckabee's wife Janet, and he told Mike Huckabee, Governor, if we don't win this game today, I'm going to have to let go of Danny. We got to let him go. And they didn't win, and he let him go.
Yeah.
But that shows you the power. I'll talk about this with Sankey tomorrow. That shows the power of that Frank Broyles held.
Yeah.
And also shows not even Frank now. Look at the
governor
in Louisiana.
Yeah.
It just shows you the mix of power between governors.
Oh yeah, there are other governors out there now thinking if he can do it, I can do it.
Yeah. Interesting.
Talk about how the boot came to be.
Yeah, I remember back in '96, Coach Broyles had seen me do the Broyles Award. I guess it was '96, and said, "David, if you have any other ideas Bring them to me and we'll try them. So that was, I guess it was 97. So I said, how about we don't have a trophy game? And there were very few in the SEC at the time. I always could see the Big Ten. I thought, LSU LSU and Arkansas have a great history together.
Yeah.
Going all the way back to the early, 1900s. And so it just a fit. And, at that time he asked the athletic director, I said, let me get I'll do a trophy for you. About $10,000 at the time, that now would probably cost $30,000 or $40,000. And both agreed on it, and it really, I tell you what really made it special, Sully, were those Thanksgiving days.
Yeah,
day after Thanksgiving.
What is the boot record between LSU and Arkansas?
I think LSU's up 7 or 8 games. The last 12 years have not been good. So
But think of how many memorable games we have compared to them.
Yeah.
I mean, those have been some of the best games. When you talk the 2 Miracle on Markhams, we didn't come to paint.
I'm telling you, Little Rock Magic.
The game at LSU.
Yeah, 7 overtime game. Not 7 overtime.
We didn't come to paint.
Didn't come to paint.
They won the national title that year.
They did. I mean, there were some classic games, and sometimes LSU wasn't. We weren't supposed to win. We remember we beat them, beat them like a drum. They were leaving in the third quarter.
One of my favorite moments came in a loss at War Memorial when Darren McFadden just
that was one of the
blasted up the middle.
Man, I tell you, those were.
And then the little guy took it back the next kickoff.
Well, right, and Trinity Holiday. Remember, Saban says the Miracle on Markham is what led them to their national championship the next year, losing that game to Arkansas.
Yeah,
there have been some great games, and one of these days, one of the reasons I did it, Sully, at the time, Arkansas was down with Danny.
Yeah.
LSU was down with DiNardo.
Yeah.
I told myself, I thought, if this game ever caught fire, if these two teams ever caught fire against programs, it would be fun to play. And a trophy's just a side deal. You always play for the championship.
Yeah, but it was good to see in that freezing cold day where we shut out LSU.
Yeah.
All the players run over to the trophy.
It is. That was a 17-0.
And if you're Arkansas, you got something to play for. You're not going to a bowl game. This is it.
Yeah, that would be something. Would it change? Would you go, whoa, my gosh, we beat LSU? Would it change your mind?
No. I mean, that's LSU without a coach. I mean, it is what it is. And we've been so close. You kind of wish, can we win a home game?
I think we're good enough to beat LSU where LSU is right now.
Yeah, I don't think Texas is unbeatable. I mean,
I'm with you. They're not as intimidating as what they look like. They're still they smell playoffs though now.
Yeah,
they can't fool around.
The question is can the Texas defense slow us down?
That's right. Yeah, and then what about Missouri?
Yeah,
where's Missouri going to be with the backup quarterback who looked pretty good the other day?
Yeah, I think it'll be another close game. I mean, that's our MO. How outside of Notre Dame that. We play teams close.
Call it. Do we go 2-10 or do we win a game?
It's hard. I mean, I would bet on 2-10 probably. It's just that this team.
Sports, go to Oakland Sports and make your bet.
It's just this team is so close. I mean, you look at the leads the last 2 weeks: 20-10 last week at halftime, up 14 points. Late in this game.
There's really been only 2 teams that have really just stifled us, and that's Notre Dame and Auburn last week, at least offensively, right? Just those 2.
Yeah.
Every other game we've been in it.
Yeah, it's hard to stop. It's hard to control Taylor Green.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the one X factor. I mean, I really think Texas A&M spent so much time devoted to him that Mike Washington ran wild in the first half.
Yeah.
Well,
there was a great design play by Petrino in that second half where it was just before the 2-point conversion where Washington goes off the right tackle. Nobody even touched him.
Yeah.
I mean, it was outstanding.
Well, he had some great calls. He had the Raylan Sharp on the little reverse.
Great call.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing you expect from Bobby Petrino and I don't think you see as much with Taylor Green because you see the wow plays.
Yeah.
I mean, that kid has made plays the last 2 years that no other quarterback, including Matt Jones, has made.
Yep.
I mean, they have been just wow.
Yep.
But he hasn't come up with that Matt Jones finish.
Yep.
That how good was Matt Jones in clutch time?
Yeah.
Think about that Ole Miss 7 overtime game. He made plays and plays and plays, just one after another. And that
he had some good helpers.
Miracle
too.
on Markham. He was horrible, and then he made those 2 incredible throws.
And he had some good help around him too.
Yeah.
Good offensive linemen. And good receivers and running backs,
Yeah, that's the one thing. It's all the Jimmies and Joes, and that's Taylor has spent a lot of his career, and we thought it wouldn't be the case this year, but running away from a rush.
Yeah.
But he is holding the ball a long time sometimes. I mean, that's one thing
Sully doesn't like that. Sully doesn't like him holding the ball. Let's go.
No, I want to get it out. That's especially with that offensive line, and it's just hard. You can't blame him. I mean, they put up all those yards and. There's enough blame to go around on that team.
Sully's up for the sportscaster techie of the year. If everybody been watching with his with his Facebook Live and getting the camera right.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
He's been great this year.
We got a tripod now.
I know. He's got the tripod. He's dangerous.
You know what the reality is?
Sully Spielberg.
You can judge by how many people watch these things.
Yeah. When things go wrong, more people watch.
Yes. I mean,
when people aren't happy, more people watch.
Yeah, on these
when
close
games.
When
people win, they go celebrate. They don't care about watching. They you know, they're drinking and eating.
But it's when a coach is about to get fired, it peaks.
Yeah, we'll see that. It's going to be interesting the next 3 or 4 weeks. Listen, we've done this, Sully, 6 times in the last 20 years. We've done it. We've been through this before.
Yeah, so you'll be down there. Are you going to mention to them they should run and get the trophy, or you did that for one game?
I did. I think Petrino can tell them what to do. Petrino's had a lot of experience with the boot. That it is something you can play for with a little bit of pride.
Yeah,
play for money. Is it? We hadn't had this boot since 4 years ago?
Yeah,
5 years ago.
And the strange thing, we're going to go down there and be probably like a 5-point underdog or a 4-point underdog.
Yeah, I'm telling you, LSU could let go of the rope after this Alabama game. I'm telling you, they could check out. I'm just telling you, they could check out.
Yeah.
Yeah, listen, they're not happy down there.
They're playing for money too.
They are. That's it. They're looking around for the next stop.
Yeah. And everybody's looking at Auburn now, seeing that defense come to Fayetteville and seeing how well they've played. They'll be poaching guys off that defense left and right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not the kind of end of the season we hoped for or anticipated to have this going on.
One of these days, we're going to be led out of the wilderness. We're going to be led out of the wilderness. Lord, please help us. Please get us out.
Well, maybe Big Red will deliver a little knockout there.
Yes, we've wandered long enough. We've wandered in the wilderness long enough.
All right. Appreciate you. I'm looking forward to Greg Sankey.
Yeah.
He he reminds me of? He's Mayweather. He ducks. He never gets hit. You never can get him with a good question.
He's smooth. And you never can think you can outsmart him because he's buttoned up. He's an attorney.
Yeah, a great question you could ask too is they're able to buzz down for that hit.
Oh,
can they do that for other calls?
Yeah, they according to Walt Coleman they could, and so that's I think the main thing is, do you care that fans are really frustrated? Not just listen. You saw what happened with Auburn and Oklahoma, Auburn and Georgia.
The NFL's come up with a great idea. They're upstairs and they correct calls too. If they're quick, they expedite it. He didn't catch it. Bang, you go on. To make it quicker. It's kind of the first look before you get to the replay.
Yeah.
Anything to get the game moving faster.
Yeah.
Nothing worse than that. Those officials meeting for about 5 minutes before they announce the call to everyone.
They had one in the second half and they didn't do anything.
Yeah.
They just said.
I remember that.
Yeah, that was late in the game, and even Gene Chizik was saying, "What are they doing?" And they go, "Never mind. Let's play ball." Spent 4 minutes doing it.
Yeah, it wasn't a great day for the officials. You don't want to be the main subject after a game when you call a game. And and I think they sent a message to Arkansas. Even that last flag, it's 4th down. It's their last chance. And the quarterback gets thrown down by the neck, and you're dropping a flag for intentional grounding. It's like, yep, that's you. It's for you, Bobby.
Yeah, could have been.
All right, appreciate you.
All right,
hey, enjoy the Touchdown Club. It'll be fun tomorrow.
Yeah, thank you. We'll see you. We got an open week. I don't know what to do this weekend.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the open week. It's 2 open weeks.
No
great.
No loss this weekend.
Yeah, what we do have Saturday is a big basketball game, Michigan State.
That's a big one also, too. Root for Arkansas State.
Yes.
Harding to continue winning.
Yes.
And then basketball, as you mentioned, gets started.
Yeah, and hey, it's great to see. I was out at the Little Rock Christian game last Friday, and Will Pruitt, who's the commissioner of the Great American Conference, was officiating.
Yeah.
And Roy Thompson, the Arkansas Tech coach, was on the sideline, and he was an assistant for years at Ouachita, and he's 6-3 now, and they haven't. Arkansas Tech hasn't had a year like that forever.
I know.
So props to him.
You also got wrestling starting. The Little Rock Trojans.
Yeah, they were 2-0 there.
Yeah.
I mean,
they're a top 15 program.
Yeah. One of the great Little Rock success stories.
Neil Harrisman, good job, Neil.
Yeah, along with the golf tournament. All right, thank you, and thank you for tuning in to the Hog Central Podcast. And don't forget to like and subscribe to the Hog Central Podcast. New episodes drop Tuesday on YouTube, or listen on the go. Find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and every major podcast platform.